Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, the local school district and the transit department partner up this holiday season to bring a busload of cheer to those in need. Plus, with Thanksgiving just days away, the city gets into the holiday spirit with the annual canned food drive. We'll tell you how you can help. Then the Torrance Fire Department celebrates 100 years of service to the city. And the circus is back in town. We'll take you inside the Big Top for a behind-the-scenes preview you won't want to miss. These stories and much more are just seconds away. Your local news starts right now. Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. Men and women of uniform past and present are being honored this Veterans Day. Here in Torrance, a wreath was placed by the Veterans Memorial Wall on Torrance Boulevard between Maple and Madrona Avenues. The annual holiday falls on November 11th. Torrance remembers one particular veteran who made a great impact on the Torrance community. Former council member and retired Los Angeles police officer George Serber died earlier this week at the age of 91. Serber, a South Bay native, graduated from Redondo Beach High School and joined the United States Marine Corps in the early 1940s, then went on to work for General Petroleum before joining the police force in 1947. Serber was awarded LAPD's Medal of Valor Award in 1968 for his heroic actions in saving the lives of an injured woman and 4 small children who were victims of a traffic accident. Serber was first elected into the Torrance City Council in 1970 and re-elected in 74. His second-term election prompted a controversial recount as he beat out fourth-place candidate Ross Sharada by just 2 votes. The top 3 votes went to George Brewster, Katie Geisert, and George Serber. Serber was active in the South Bay Cities Association as well as the League of California Cities, and while he resigned after only serving 2 years of his second term, Mayor at the time, Ken Miller, as well as his colleagues on the City Council, applauded Serber for his many years of public service and his constant dedication to improving the Torrance community. Serber lived in Torrance for more than 2 decades before moving to Hemet. Serber's funeral service and burial is scheduled to take place on Wednesday, November 28th. Serber will be buried at Riverside National Cemetery. Well, thanks to a local partnership, families less fortunate will receive a nice holiday surprise. The Torrance Unified School District and the Torrance Transit are joining forces to stuff as many toys, gift certificates, and cash as possible into a Torrance Transit bus. Now, as you can see from last year's Stuff a Bus event, the program brought in more than 150 toys and nearly $600 in donations. Collection bins are located at the City Hall West Annex lobby, the Civic Center lobby, and the Torrance Community Credit Union lobby, as well as the bus parked at Del Amo Fashion Center. Donations will be accepted until December 12th. Another partnership here in Torrance is bringing good fortune to our local students.
It's volunteerism. It's an opportunity for them to help out in our community. It means a lot for our kids.
Lightweight wheelchair company Conveyed officially adopted Launch Preschool in Torrance. Launch, originally designed as a preschool for special needs children, is now open to all students with nearly 240 kids currently enrolled. Thanks to the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce, the Adopt a School program has brought together schools and businesses since 1982, offering outside support to the local classrooms.
And this is the first preschool in 13 years that we're adopting.
Thank you!
All right!
To learn more about the Adopt a School program, go to torrancechamber.com. The results of the election are bringing change to the Torrance Unified School District Board of Education. At a recent meeting, the district announced its intent to fill the unexpired term of board member Almer Atsuchi now that he will be representing the 66th Assembly District. All applicants must be residents and registered voters within the city of Torrance. Applications are available at the district office Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They can also be downloaded online at tusd.org. Forms are now available and must be returned by November 30th, no later than 5 p.m. The appointment will be made at a regular public meeting on Monday, December 10th at 7:30 p.m. The appointed term is from December 10th, 2012 to November 30th, 2013. For more information, contact the superintendent's office. That number is 310-972-6001. For the 20th year in a row, the Salvation Army has been teaming up with the City of Torrance and local businesses to collect food donations for their annual Christmas tree canned food drive. This holiday pantry located at the City Hall West Annex brought in donations totaling 376 cans and boxed foods, enough to feed 20 families this holiday season. The Salvation Army estimates their grocery assistance program fed nearly 10,000 individuals last year alone.
3 days a week, individuals in the community all year long can come to our office and receive grocery assistance. So these items will most likely be distributed to the needy next week even.
If you'd like to make a food donation, you can contact the Torrance Salvation Army. That number is 310-370-4515. Getting into the holiday spirit early in the season, St. Nick paid a visit to the Torrance Women's Club recently.
I want a box with a lot of dresses on it.
A lot of dresses on it, okay.
Local children got the opportunity to share their holiday wish list with Santa Claus and snap a few family photos for a small donation of $10. This event was held to raise funds for the Torrance Police Department's canine program. 2 of Torrance's canines are set to retire this year due to their age.
Dogs cost about $10,000, so we're just doing the best we can to raise as much money as possible.
All the proceeds from this fundraiser will go towards the Torrance Police Canine Program. Well, just in time to get some early holiday shopping in, talented seniors showcased their beautiful work for sale. More than 86 vendors participated in this year's annual holiday arts and crafts sale. All the items were handmade by crafters over the age of 50. Jewelry, wood art, and knit items were just some of the many things available to purchase. This event also supported the Gifts for Kids program, where participants were able to make gift bags for children in foster care.
I'm very excited. I love working with my hands. Keeps me young, keeps me energetic.
To learn more about future events hosted by the senior community, call the Torrance Bartlett Senior Center at 310-320-5918. Torrance celebrates 100 years of history as 2012 marks its centennial birthday, and in honor of this special occasion, Torrance CitiCABLE produced a series of centennial programs documenting the city's historic moments. The people, the places, and events that's made Torrance the great city that it is today. Who was Jared Sidney Torrance, and why did he take such interest in what was once just a small farming community? Find out who buildings and streets were named after, hear former elected officials talk candidly about their time in office, and see what life was like decades ago. You can purchase your Centennial DVD set for just $20 if you pick them up, or $25 to have them mailed to your home. You can order yours by going online to the Centennial's website at torrancecentennial.org, or you can stop by the Torrance Historical Society at 1345 Post Avenue and order them in person, or come to our office at 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200. The collection set should be available by next month. Well, still ahead, the Torrance Fire Department celebrates a huge anniversary, plus hundreds of volunteers are recognized at a recent event. We'll tell you about their tireless efforts helping to make Torrance a better community.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. Fact is, if you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. 1 in 5 Americans is likely to develop a form of skin cancer during their lifetime. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. It could be the save of a lifetime. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
There's an organization in Torrance helping countless individuals find jobs. Reporter Kyle Sexton tells us more.
Hey, Tommy, how are you?
Tom Hirschfeld is one of the hardest working employees at Toyota. He takes the bus to his 8-hour-a-day job that he has had for the past 20 years. He sorts the mail and delivers it to the entire office. He thanks Social Vocational Services for getting him a job he loves.
They taught me how to do the mail, and they taught me how to do the paper, and they teach me how to do mail runs.
Social Vocational Services, or SVS, helps mentally and physically disabled individuals get jobs at various businesses. Here in the Toyota mailroom, SVS clients perform a number of job functions, such as sorting and distributing mail to making brochures. SVS gives these individuals a chance to make their own money, pay their own bills, and live an independent life, things that many people take for granted.
They have the dignity of a job. Think about it. What's the second question everybody asks you? The first is, what's your name? And then the second is, what do you do? And now they are able to say, this is what I do.
It makes me feel confident in myself.
Individuals like Hirschfeld and Stephanie Stoles are recognized for their talents and skills they have to offer. These individuals are so grateful to be given the chance to contribute in the workforce.
Once they get a job and they get that first paycheck, the excitement that you see on the face, when they get an opportunity for employment, the confidence is there.
Not only do SVS clients meet job expectations, but they have become some of the best employees a company could ask for.
I don't think we could do what we do without them.
They take a personal pride in our dealership, and just every time that they're here, it would blow your mind to see the things they do other than what they're supposed to do.
Thanks to SVS, these individuals have their jobs to look forward to every day.
They're very nice and very kind to me.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Kyle Sexton.
Thanks, Kyle. Social Vocational Services has 70 offices throughout California and has grown into a $71 million organization. For more information about SVS, visit svsinc.org. The city Centennial celebrations culminated with the big birthday bash at Wilson Park in October, and earlier this week, another group also celebrated their 100th. Reporter Charlene Chang tells us more.
It was a milestone birthday celebration at Fire Station 1, where Torrance Fire Department chiefs past and present led the community in remembering the past 100 years.
Looking back, the first 100-year journey has been exciting and varied. Looking forward, I can only begin to imagine the possibilities that the next 100 years will bring to the City of Torrance Fire Department.
One of the things I say is that any organization that lives in the past has no future. But any organization that builds on the past has a brilliant future, and I think that's what we saw here today, was both a recognition of what went before and some real hope and positive outlook for the future of this organization. Proud to have been a member of it.
R. Scott Adams was a fire chief from 1987 to 1998, long before the 160-member team that the department has developed into today. As part of the birthday celebration, attendees were invited to take a tour of Fire Station 1. While the station wasn't built until 1954, it houses a number of artifacts from the department's early days. So here in front of Fire Station 1, we have the original fire alarm system that they used when the fire department started 100 years ago. Basically, when there's a fire, someone would take this hammer and hit it against this wheel to sound the alarm. The Torrance Fire Department has come a long way from its humble roots, with the distinction of being one of just 57 Class 1 stations nationwide, as determined by the Insurance Services Office.
We have a group of guys that are not only Class 1 by the definition of ISO, but by the definition of our residents. Our residents believe that our guys are just virtually the best, because these guys go above and beyond what they're expected to do.
The Torrance paramedics also celebrated a milestone at the event, their 40th anniversary. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Charlene Chang.
Thanks, Charlene. Well, grieving for a loved one during the holidays can be particularly difficult. Reporter Kyle Sexton tells us about an event that's hoping to ease that pain.
Over 300 people gathered together to remember loved ones who have passed away.
And we remember.
What was most meaningful to the people there was the chance to be with others they can relate to.
We all know how we're feeling because we all are going through the same thing.
Eleanor Knox attended the annual Light Up a Life tree lighting ceremony last year in honor of her husband's passing. This year, she's here to support others who are struggling with their grief.
I thought, what a wonderful way to honor their loved ones and to come here and share this wonderful ceremony with them.
This fellowship is valued by returning attendees and also for those coming for the very first time.
We all come from the same place, and when the foundation is the same, it's just very easy to talk about our loved ones, and we want to hear because they were all real people.
Joanne McLaughlin lost both her uncle and aunt over the past few months. The opportunity to share her grief with others meant the world to her.
It was so meaningful in such a big setting, and to see all the people that were displayed up there, and they all had families here. And it was warm.
Each light on this tree represents someone who has been loved and lost, some 350 in all. Whether you lost someone recently or years ago, Light Up a Life provides a time of peace and support.
I absolutely would come back, no question about it.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Kyle Sexton.
Thanks, Kyle. If you'd like to attend next year's Light Up a Life ceremony and want a loved one publicly represented, you must submit a name to be read or a photo to be displayed. For more information, contact Torrance Memorial at 310-517-4706. The Torrance South Bay YMCA hosted an event to honor their dedicated volunteers. Reporter Charlene Chang was there.
After all of their tireless hours of service to the Torrance community, we finally got a chance tonight to honor some of the men and women that volunteer with our local YMCA. Since the Torrance South Bay YMCA started in 1946, they've been offering a variety of community building programs with parent-child bonding as one of their main focuses.
Family time together is a large part. It's not the only thing, but it is a large part of what we do. We try to do some events or activities that encourage parents to come with the children.
While the YMCA has 300 paid staff members, they wouldn't be able to run these programs without their 1,600 volunteers.
As we've grown bigger, there's been a need to have paid staff, but our volunteers are essential, and it's really they're the lifeblood of what we do.
A handful of these volunteers were honored this year in 6 different categories. Ashley Thomas, who has been involved with the YMCA since she was in the 6th grade, was one of the recipients of the Program Service Award.
I like making a difference with the kids. I mean, I went to the camp as a camper, and then I've been a counselor and now a director running the camp. I love watching the kids grow up and see them come back and how excited they are to be at camp and want to come back.
For volunteers like Thomas and her fellow award recipient Joe Zeiler, who has been donating his time for 36 years, the chance to help others is payment enough.
I feel fortunate. I have a good life. I'm retired. I'm set okay, and I'm trying to give back to the community, the Y, the church, and I volunteer a lot. I paint houses for people, so it's time for me to give back.
The Torrance South Bay YMCA estimates that their volunteers and community programs service over 28,000 local residents. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Charlene Chang.
Thanks, Charlene. To learn more about volunteer opportunities at the Torrance YMCA, call 310-325-5885. After the break, we'll take you inside the big top you won't want to miss.
Savings Man here with a story for you about 2 young spenders named Tommy and Sue. Their parents let them buy whatever they chose, like video games and designer clothes. As they grew older, they spent all their pay on fancy cars, houses, 2 lattes a day. They lived in the moment, never saving a dime. When they tried to retire, they'd run out of time. Working forever is Tom and Sue's fate, so choose to save now before it's too late. Visit our website to find out more, 'cause a happy ending's worth saving for.
I remember the moment clearly.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
I realized at that moment, when we first saw the damage, these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference, right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
Welcome back. The circus is back in town. Reporter Chiyoshi Kobayashi takes us inside the big top.
When you step inside this big top, you're going to be amazed. You're going to walk away with a memory.
John Weiss is one of the talented performers, a part of Circus Vargas, a show that only comes around once a year to the South Bay. This year, the acts are bigger and better than ever, complete with an amazing cast of performers and added sets to the stage. A low-wire act, a juggling act, and even a balancing act are just some of many that entertain the guests. Wise gave us a little hint on where he balances the objects during the show.
All the objects are balanced on my chinny chin chin right here.
Circus Vargas was started in the 1960s by Clifford E. Vargas and has since been billed as one of the world's biggest traveling circuses. It brings a unique touch of Broadway to the big top and is guaranteed to keep you entertained.
The show of this year, it's really amazing. I think it's the best show that we have till now. We have like a wire act, we have a jungle, we have a really good clown, we have balancing, we have a lot of crazy stuff going on this year.
You can do anything all year long. You can go to the movies, go bowling, you can do all kind of outdoor activities, but circus, we only come around once a year, so, you know, come on down.
You can catch Circus Vargas at the Del Amo Fashion Center from November 8th to the 19th. For This Week in Torrance, this is Chia Kobayashi.
Thanks, Chia. Circus Vargas has one show running each weekday, and multiple shows during the weekends. Tickets start at just $25. For more information or to purchase tickets, go to circusvargas.com. Well, that's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.